In this presentation, we examine the hidden costs of using English as a global lingua franca. Beyond efficiency and convenience, we will explore how English can reshape identities, redistribute power, and place pressure on local languages and cultures worldwide. English as a lingua franca is a full linguistic system used between people who share neither a native language nor culture. Crucially, only about 1 in 4 English users are native speakers, meaning most communication occurs among non-native communities. The spread of English brings clear utility, easier mutual understanding, access to digital information, and smoother global administration. Yet this same spread entails serious costs, particularly for minority language speakers and for overall linguistic diversity. Our first theme is language shift, the quiet replacement of mother tongues by English. We will see how communities can gradually abandon their native languages, often without explicit policy, driven by perceived social and economic advantages. Generational shift occurs when parents prioritize English, believing it offers mobility, while their native language becomes linked with low status. Over time, younger speakers lose proficiency, illustrating how shame and opportunity combine to erode local languages. The second theme is language death and linguicide. Here we focus on how the rapid global expansion of English can accelerate the extinction of smaller languages, raising ethical questions about cultural loss and the protection of linguistic heritage. Current projections suggest that up to half of the world's roughly 6,000 languages may disappear this century, about 1 language every 2 weeks. The dominance of English is a key driver of this trend, intensifying the vulnerability of minority languages. Our third theme examines Anglicization and linguistic imperialism. We challenge the idea that English has spread purely organically, instead highlighting how its rise is tied to unequal power relations and strategic interests at a global scale. The global role of English evolved from British colonial expansion to American economic leadership. The result is a language regime that often reproduces historical inequalities, presenting English as a neutral tool while masking its imperial legacy. The fourth theme is linguistic power. We treat language as a form of capital, a resource that can be accumulated, traded, and used to access opportunities. English, in particular, has become a powerful asset in education, business, and governance. English today is embedded in political, economic, military, cultural, and technological power structures. Mastery of English grants advantages in these domains, while limited proficiency can lock individuals and communities out of key global conversations. Our final theme is linguistic complacency. Here we explore how the burden of communication is unevenly distributed, with non-native speakers doing most of the adaptive work, while native speakers benefit from their positions with comparatively little effort. Because English dominates, native speakers have little incentive to learn other languages. Non-native speakers must invest heavily in English, yet receive limited accommodation in return. This imbalance reinforces global hierarchies and narrows true multilingualism. As Robert Phillipson notes, English often functions as the language of elites, used in government, law, and higher education, rather than as the language of ordinary citizens. This distinction raises concerns about access, equity, and democratic participation. To conclude, this presentation offers an analytical overview of academic debates on English as a lingua franca. Our aim is not to dismiss English, but to equip you with a critical framework for assessing its implications in policy, education, and practice. This material has been curated and adapted for educational purposes. As you reflect on English in your own context, consider how its benefits can be balanced with commitments to linguistic diversity, social justice, and inclusive communication.